Graduates of the Leslie High School class of 2025, staff members, family members, and other distinguished guests, it is my honor and pleasure to be standing before you as the Leslie High School Distinguished. Since 1988, Leslie High School has proudly recognized 32 accomplished graduates with the Distinguished Alumni Award. This honor celebrates individuals who have excelled in their careers, significantly contributed to their communities, and served as inspiring role models. A dedicated selection committee representing our schools, local businesses, and the wider community carefully considers numerous deserving nominees each year. It is with immense pleasure that we recognize a distinguished graduate of the Leslie High School class of 1989. Following his time at Leslie High School, he continued his education at Lansing Community College before embarking on a remarkable career that beautifully showcases his multifaceted talents. He has spent countless hours volunteering and serving on various boards and committees in Crawford County. He was a member of the Project Graduation Board, a play director, and MC of several events. His dedication and profound impact were acknowledged in 2018 when he was named Crawford County Regional Chamber of Commerce's Citizen of the Year. For many years, his voice resonated through the halls at Grayling High School as the engaging play-by-play announcer for their basketball and football teams. Within the school, he has also made a significant difference by providing invaluable support to numerous students as a special education paraprofessional. Furthermore, his deep passion for the stage has led him to direct countless inspiring plays at Grayling High School. Beyond the school environment, his theatrical gifts have shone brightly through his leadership as director and owner of the Acting Out Theater Company and an uproariously funny improv company. Today, his unwavering commitment to both the world of theater and his special education students remains as strong as ever. Graduates of the Leslie High School class of 2025, it is with immense pleasure that I present to you our 2025 Distinguished Alumni, Mr. Chad Patterson. Please join me in offering him our warmest congratulations.
Thank you so much. First of all, how about another big round of applause for the band? I am a fan dad, and my percussionist and trombonist over there were going like this the whole time. So, thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that. That wasn't even in my planned remarks, so appreciate it. You might have heard this before. Graduates of the Leslie High School class of 2025, staff members, family members, and other distinguished guests. It is my honor and pleasure to be standing before you as the Leslie High School Distinguished Alumni of 2025. My name is Chad Patterson, as you heard. I was a graduate of Leslie High School way back in the 1900s. 1989 to be exact. Yes, I was a child of the 80s. If you look up my picture, I do sport a mullet. Okay? And everybody's hair was out of control at that time, so I encourage you to look this all up if you have not looked at the 80s people. It's pretty outstanding, actually. When I was contacted by Mrs. Redson this past fall, and she told me that I was chosen by a committee to be the Distinguished Alumni for 2025, I sincerely thought it was a prank. I'm not gonna lie to you, if you had known me when I went to school here, you would have come to that conclusion as well. I don't know if there's any of my former classmates here, but they're probably going, yeah, he's right. There were no colored cords around my neck, no special mentions of me on impact on you. And meeting Troy McIntyre in my 10th grade year had a huge impact on me. We unfortunately lost Troy to cancer in 2016. But I know that he's right here with me. And he's shaking his head going, "You? Distinguished Alumae? Really?" That's the kind of relationship we have. I'm not saying any of this to be self-deprecating. It's always been a fault of mine, not giving myself enough credit. Feeling like a fraud when anyone gives me any kind of credit at all. Don't get me wrong. I love this. I love attention. My wife and children are right over there. They will all attest that I am in hog heaven right now. But it's after the fact, when the plaque goes on the wall and the legacy is permanent, and I'm up there with great people like Jeff Manti and Troy McIntyre, and with all those other deserving people, that I will constantly be asking myself, what did I do to deserve this? Now I'm going to tell you about all the things that I didn't do well, but stay with me because I'm going to hopefully prove a point in the end. I believe I graduated Leslie High School with like a 2.6 GPA. I had Mr. Freud, the guidance counselor at the time, call me down to his office and show me brochures from the Ringling Brothers Founding College. He said, "We get you sent these every year, but you're the first one I ever thought would be interested." To our guidance counselor, I was a clown. I didn't go to Clown College. I attended Leslie Community College for 3 years. And I did not receive a degree. Yes, you heard that right. I attended a 2-year college for 3 years and walked away with no degree. That's sort of a backwards accomplishment in and of itself. That is failing successfully. I did nothing at LCC except act in theatrical shows. I loved theater, but I did not love math or any other subject, so I think I avoided any real contact with any advisor because I didn't want them to say, "Hey, you're just a couple math credits short of a degree." I married and left Lansing and moved to Grayling, Michigan. You know, where every aspiring actor moves to. And actually, I moved there because my wife did have a degree in elementary education. And she got a job, which she still holds to this day as a first-grade teacher. I was miserable working a cash register at a local grocery store, thinking I had squandered everything. I had almost moved to Chicago, or Hollywood, or New York, but now I had fallen in love and had a wife with health insurance and a 401k. It's scary when you're playing house in your mid-20s and you realize that you may have cashed in your chips on any dreams that you have. And I could have just stopped right then. I could have accepted my fate and said, "I guess this is it. I guess this is what I will be for the rest of my life," because I never did what all of the wonderful teachers here told me at LHS. From Mr. Manti to Ms. Badley to Mrs. Taylor to Coach Van Dyke, they all believed in me. They all told me that I had potential. And they all told me at one time or another, if I just applied myself, I could do whatever I wanted. I could be whatever I wanted to be. I had the building blocks from the people right here in this building, not my parents. God bless them. They just wanted me to have a job, not a dream. But the folks I met right here knew that I could reach heights. 2 of them are here today, and I'm so thankful that they're here. They knew that I had it in me when I didn't believe in myself. Whatever my best friend Troy or all the teachers told me, some of it must have stuck. Because despite my lack of a degree or my geographical location, I didn't sit around and feel sorry for myself and settle. I made my opportunities. I helped found a children's theater company in Grayling, and for over 20 years, we performed in schools and libraries all over the state of Michigan, including right here in my hometown of Leslie. I'm actually from Bunker Hill. I had to state that at one point, all right? I wrote my own children's plays, I taught in school residencies, and I performed for thousands of families. I started my own improv troupe in Grayling, and we have 6 shows a year, and we pass a hat around at the end of the show, and we raise money for local organizations. In 7 years, we've raised over $50,000 for local organizations. Miss Valley lit a spark in me when I was in my first play in 10th grade, and I've been fanning that spark into a wildfire ever since. But football was a big part of my life too. I am also the play-by-play radio voice for the Great Vikings, and I try to say Katie bar the door at least once a game as a nod to my old Coach Van Dyke. I hope you can hear me, Coach. Why am I telling you all this? Because I told you, giving awards like this and being named Citizen of the Year in Crawford County or Distinguished Alumni, it feels like a fraud. But you know, it shouldn't. I know that some of you sitting in this room are feeling like I did when I graduated. You don't have cords around your neck, you don't have honors, and maybe you don't feel as distinguished as some of your classmates. But I'm here to tell you all that how distinguished you are is up to you. You all have skills, talent, and will, and it doesn't matter what your GPA is or what degrees you get. Sure, those things help greatly. And if I could go back and plead with my advisors at LCC and do it all over again, I would try harder. I would. But what matters most is what you are willing to stand up and do. I live in a small town, and there's always a need for people to volunteer their talents in many different ways. I'm sure that this is true in every community in America. Never let the fact that you may not have had the best academic career or training slow you down. Don't get caught staring at your screen or your phone and saying, man, somebody should really do something about that. You might be that somebody. Every single opportunity I ever got, whether it was being a sportscaster, a high school play director, a special education parapro, or a manager of a children's theater company, was not because of the numerous degrees I had or previous experience, but it was because I showed up in person, I met with decision people, I laid out my vision, I showed my abilities, I made mistakes, I learned from them, and I worked my Black Hawk butt off to prove myself. They didn't stand around and ask about my degrees or my high school GPA or what fraternity I pledged to. They just liked the results. Walking through the doors presented to you is important. Never let your mind close them because you think you don't deserve to walk through them. So in closing, I would just like to thank Mrs. Redmond, the staff of Leslie High School, present and past, and the committee for bestowing this